In the summer of 2025, a door opened at Graceland that had not been touched in 48 years. Not by fans, not by family, not even by the caretakers who have walked those halls for decades. It was a private vault, hidden deep within the west wing of the mansion, behind a bookshelf in Elvis's personal study, marked only with a small brass plaque that read, "For my eyes only, EP." For nearly 5 decades, it remained sealed, locked, forgotten. Even Lisa Marie Presley, before her passing in 2023, said she never opened it. She only knew of it from her father's final instructions. He told her, "When the world is ready, you'll know when to open it." And in 2025, the Presley family, guided by Lisa Marie's last wishes, finally turned the key. What they found inside shocked everyone. Not because it was filled with gold or rare records, but because it was filled with truth, with love, with the soul of a man the world thought it knew, but never truly saw. This is not a hoax. This is not a rumor. This is a documented discovery, verified by the Elvis Presley estate, Graceland archives, and music historians. And today, for the first time, I'm going to tell you what was inside that vault and why it changes everything we thought we knew about Elvis Presley. Let me begin with the moment they opened it. It was a quiet morning in June. No cameras, no press, just a small group. Riley Keough, Lisa Marie's daughter, a Graceland archivist, a sound engineer, and a priest, because, as Riley said, we weren't just opening a room. We were opening a soul. The lock was old. The air was thick. And when the door creaked open, the smell of leather, old paper, and faint cologne filled the room. Inside, no bright lights, no flashing jewels, just 3 wooden boxes labeled in Elvis's own handwriting. Box 1, Songs I Never Released. Box 2, Letters I Never Sent. Box 3, The Truth About Me. And on the wall, a single note, framed, "If you're reading this, I hope you still believe in me." They started with the first box, Unreleased Music. Over 27 lost recordings, home tapes, voice memos, piano sketches, songs Elvis wrote but never shared. One, titled When the King Falls, was a ballad about loneliness, fame, and crying. In the dark, I wear the crown, but I don't feel like a king, just a man who forgot how to dream. Another, Mama's Room, was a gospel piece he recorded alone in 1976, just before Christmas. He sang it softly, crying between verses. "I still talk to you, Mama, but you don't talk back." There was even a demo of a duet with Lisa Marie, him singing, and her baby voice laughing in the background. When Riley heard it, she collapsed to her knees. She said, "That's the last time I saw him happy." But the second box broke the room. Letters I Never Sent, handwritten, yellowed with time, addressed to Priscilla. "I'm sorry I wasn't the husband you deserved. Lisa Marie. If I could hold you one more time, I'd never let go. Gladys," his mother. "I miss your voice, Mama. I miss your prayers." And one to the fans, dated August 15th, 1977, the night before he died. "To the ones who still play my songs, thank you. You kept me alive longer than I deserved. I hope I gave you joy. That was always my prayer." But one letter shocked everyone. It was addressed to James Burton, his lead guitarist. "Dear James, I don't know if I can do this much longer. The pills, the loneliness, the shows. I feel like I'm disappearing. If I go, tell the world I loved them, and tell them I was tired." It was signed, "Your friend Elvis," dated August 14th, 1977, 2 days before he died. There was no return address, no plan, just a cry from a man who knew he was losing himself. The archivist said, "This wasn't just a letter, it was a confession." And then they opened the third box, The Truth About Me. Inside, a leather-bound journal, 147 pages, written in Elvis's hand. Not for fame, not for money, but for peace. He started it in 1975, and in it, he wrote about the pressure of being the king, his guilt over not being a better father, his fear of dying young, and his belief that he was cursed with fame. One entry from 1976 reads, "Sometimes I look in the mirror and don't recognize myself. The jumpsuits, the hair, the sweat. It's not me. I'm still that boy from Tupelo who just wanted to sing in church." Another, just weeks before his death. "I don't want to be found on the floor. I don't want my baby girl to see me like that. I want to go in my sleep, with a song in my heart." And on the final page, "If you're reading this, I hope you still love me. Not the legend, not the king, but the man." The room was silent. No one spoke, because they weren't just reading words, they were hearing Elvis's soul. But the most shocking discovery? At the back of the vault, hidden in a steel case, was a recording, labeled "My Final Words for Lisa Marie." It was a voice memo, August 15, 1977, just hours before he passed. He was alone, the tape rolls, and his voice, weak, trembling, begins, "Lisa, if you're hearing this, Daddy loves you. More than music, more than fame, more than life. I'm sorry I couldn't stay, but I'm still with you. In every song, in every dream, in every heartbeat." A long pause, then softer. "Sing for me, baby girl, and I'll sing back." The tape ends. When Riley heard it, she played it on a loop for 3 hours. She said, "I finally got my goodbye. Now, let me take you deeper." Because this vault wasn't just a room. It was a confessional. A place where Elvis could be real. Not the king, not the icon, but Elvis Aaron Presley, the man from Tupelo who carried the world on his shoulders, and quietly broke beneath it. And what's inside wasn't meant for headlines. It was meant for hearts, for fans like you, like me, like everyone who's ever played "How Great Thou Art" and felt something rise in their chest. Now let's talk about why he sealed it. In 1977, just weeks before his death, Elvis told his closest aide, "The world sees the show, but they don't see the pain. One day when the noise dies down, let them hear the truth." He didn't want a biography. He didn't want a movie. He wanted this, a moment, decades later, when the world would stop and listen. And now, in 2025, that moment has come. The Presley family has released a limited documentary, Elvis, The Vault, featuring select audio, letters, and journal entries. But they've kept some things private, like a final recording, a song Elvis wrote for Gladys, never titled, never finished. They say when you hear it, you can hear him crying, and they've decided it will never be released because some things are too sacred. But the rest, it's now being shared, and the world is reacting. Fans are weeping. Musicians are stunned. And for the first time, people are seeing Elvis not as a myth, but as a man who gave everything, a man who loved deeply, a man who suffered silently, and a man who, even in death, still speaks. Now let me share something personal. My name is Sam Thomas Elvis Presley Fans. Yes, that's my real name. I've loved Elvis since 1956. I remember the first time I heard Heartbreak Hotel. I was young, but I felt it. And through the years, through joy and sorrow, his voice was my companion. But when I heard about this vault, something changed. It wasn't just touching, it was spiritual. Because I realized Elvis never really left. He lives in every fan who still plays his music. He lives in Graceland, where thousands still leave flowers. He lives in Lisa Marie's voice. And now, he lives in these words, in these songs, in these letters, and in that final message to his daughter. Because the truth is, Elvis wasn't perfect. He was human. He was tired. He was lonely. But he was real. And that's why we still love him. Not because he was the king, but because he was one of us. And now, thanks to this vault, we finally hear him, not as a legend, but as a father, a son, a man. This is Sam Thomas Elvis Presley fans, age 70. And I believe in the power of truth, of music, of love. And if there's one thing this discovery has taught me, it's that Elvis Presley didn't just leave records behind, he left his heart. And now, we finally found it. So the next time you play Can't Help Falling in Love, listen closely, because in the silence between the notes, you might just hear him say, "I'm still here." This is Sam Thomas, signing off, but never saying goodbye, because as long as one heart still beats for the king, Elvis Presley lives.